Now, reactions have continued to pour in on the death of the leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Edwin Clark. And this is coming barely 4 days after the death of the leader of the Pan-Yoruba Social-Cultural Group, Afenifere, Ayo Adebanjo. His brother and son, Panewi, announced that he died on Monday in Abuja. He was 97 years old. Edwin Clark was an Ijaw leader, politician, and a leading voice for regional and national unity. He was known for mediating peace among warring communities and politicians in the Niger Delta region. Now here's what we know about the life and times of the elder statesman. He was born in May 1927. He attended primary and secondary schools at Ifru, Okrika, and Afubene, and completed his studies at the Government Teaching Training College. His political career began, and the elder statesman worked with administrations of military governor Samuel Ogbemudia and head of state General Yakubu Gowon between 1966 and 1975. He went on to become a member of the advisory committee to the military governor of the then Midwestern Region Province, David Ejo. He was also appointed the Midwestern Commissioner of Education and later Finance. Edwin Clark was appointed Federal Commissioner for Information in 1975 under the Gowon regime. He was active in the establishment of a Midwest College of Technology that became the foundation of the University of Benin. He was an unofficial advisor to President Goodluck Jonathan. It's quite an impact in the education sector. He founded the Edwin Clark Foundation, established a university in his hometown, and he was a member of the National Executive Committee of the National Party of Nigeria. Edwin Clark was elected senator for 3 months under the Shagari administration in 1983. The elder statesman was the leader Pan-Niger Delta Forum. And President Bola Tinubu says is deeply saddened by the passing of Edwin Clark. The president, in a statement by his special advisor on media, on information and strategy rather, said Mr. Clark led an illustrious life marked by dedicated service at different times to the nation and his community as councillor, state and federal cabinet member. He described him as a passionate advocate for resource control, economic and environmental justice in the Niger Delta. Reflecting on the life of the late statesman, President Tinubu says Edwin Clark was a towering figure whose influence was felt across Nigeria's political space for nearly 6 decades. On behalf of the federal government, the president extended his condolences to the Edwin Clark family, the Ijaw Nation, the people of the Niger Delta, as well as the government of Delta State. And President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says he's deeply saddened by the death of the late elder statesman, Pa Edwin Clark. In a condolence message, Senator Akpabio described Chief Clark's death as a monumental loss to Nigeria, the Niger Delta, and all who cherish justice, unity, and national progress. President of the Senate eulogized Chief Edwin Clark, describing him as a fearless advocate for equity and resource control and an unrelenting defender of the oppressed. And Governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborowere, has sent his commiserations to the Ijaw Nation on the passing of elder statesman Edwin Clark, describing his death as an end of a great era. Governor Oborowere, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Festus Ahon, described Mr. Clark's life and times as indeed well spent in the service of the nation. The governor eulogized the late elder statesman for his unwavering and unprecedented dedication to the growth and unity of the nation, especially in the South-South. More tributes pouring in, this time from Nigeria Governors Forum, which has also joined stakeholders in the Nigerian project in mourning the passing of 2 great statesmen, Ayo Adebanjo and Edwin Clark. In a statement by Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum and Governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, the deaths of the non-Nigerians are a huge depletion in the ranks of outstanding voices who were never afraid to offer their views on issues of national importance. The forum recalls that the duo played critical roles in the evolution of the country's democracy, constitutional development, and discourse around its federal system. The NGF condoled with the people and governments of Southwest and South-South, especially Ogun and Delta states, and the families of the statesmen on their deaths. Let's hear from the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, Dakwabiodo, who says the death of the leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Edwin Clark, is a profound loss to Nigeria, yet a glorious conclusion of a monumental chapter in Nigerian history. He described the former Federal Commissioner for Information as one of the greatest leaders ever produced by the South-South geopolitical zone of the country, and arguably the most engaging voice for the redressing of decades of exploitation and marginalization of the Niger Delta people. The chairman of SGF said the exit of the foremost nationalist, educationist, legal practitioner, freedom fighter, and restructuring advocate marks an era that can never be forgotten. We'll continue with conversations around the demise of the elder statesman Edwin Clark. I'll be joined by a foremost Niger Delta voice to discuss that in the course of this bulletin. Stay with us, everyone.